Well, the game finished today. Celtic won the game 2-1. Martin O'Neill, it is not his last game. What is earth is going on with Celtic? What on earth is going on with Celtic and the fact that the manager is not the manager, and the manager that we think is coming in may not be the man who's coming in. Some of us are unaware of I need to put this public. There we go, it's public. That is public now, isn't it? Yeah, Brendan Rodgers has left Celtic. Celtic do not have a new manager as yet, and it'll be interesting to see what Martin O'Neill says after the game, because Martin O'Neill will be in the dugout by the looks of it in the next game. The next game, well, let's just hope it's better than the game that we've currently just played, although that we won today. We did win today, but there's one thing for sure. That was harder than it really needed to be. It was definitely a harder game than it needed to be. I don't know what went wrong with the Celtic players today. I don't know how and why some of the players didn't play to the way that they could. I mean, Rio Hatate didn't have the best of games. He had a fantastic pass for Dyson. A win's a win, you'll take it all day long. But I think the big news of the day isn't the result. The big news of the day is the fact that Celtic are not going to announce a new manager tomorrow. When will they announce a new manager, and who will be the new manager? I'm just trying to see if there's any update on the situation. It doesn't seem to be. To leave. I mean, everyone's just going along with the headlines. Nobody has an indication of what's really going on. When you're looking at all the headlines out there, everyone is going on what has been said by Martin O'Neill. So anybody that says that it's delayed and it's not going to happen, maybe not. Let me just catch up with this. Martin O'Neill said he leaked information that it may not be done just yet. That's all he said. I thought this was going to be my last game, said Martin O'Neill. Then I got the call. O'Neill himself was under the impression that his tenure would be over after the Hibs match. However, after receiving a call last night from the Celtic board, he doesn't say who from. He said the timeline for Wilfred Nancy arrival appears to have altered. In his pre-match sports interview, we're waiting on Martin O'Neill just coming back on, so we'll get the telly turned up when that comes on. O'Neill said, I thought there was going to be a last game, then I got a call yesterday. The process is still ongoing. There's a decent chance I will be here for Wednesday, but that will definitely be my last one. So I don't think that the manager isn't coming, that Wilfred Nancy isn't coming, and paperwork issues responsible. Just what he did say on BBC Scotland, he said it's something to do with paperwork, and he didn't go into the ins or outs. Possibly I'll be in charge for Wednesday. So it's only paperwork issues. Calm down. He did say on BBC Scotland that it was something to do with paperwork. It will be his work visa for coming to work in the UK, and that is it. Thank goodness. Hopefully he's watching this game and he's seen a Celtic team of players that need a little bit of something. Fantastic cross from Yang for Arne Engels to head the ball in. Arne Engels took the ball off the face. Liam Scales gives away a penalty, puts his arm up. Was it a penalty? Does it come off his shoulder? Like you're expecting that ref to give it all day long. It's an interesting one. It's definitely an interesting afternoon. There's a massive 3 points. When you look at the table, that's all that really matters, isn't it? Celtic had 6 shots at goal the whole game, 2 on target. 2 on target. Hibs had 9 shots and 4 on target. Celtic were lucky to go in the second half. Let's face it, they were very lucky to go in. It shows you how quick a game can change. There's the players talking to thingy. Let's see if we can get this. Probably not come through.
Really good technical level, played through the pressure. But you always know there'll be a spell in the game, and you have to defend properly. I love that match.
Probably not coming through because it's on the telly.
Fighting right to the death, so amazing win.
If you're going to win a title this season or any season, is that resilience going to be key in games?
Yeah, we speak about it all the time. You're never always going to have it your own way. There's games, even at home, the teams are under pressure, especially when you come to places like this. You got to stand up and be counted, and this guy again was outstanding alongside Austin, won so many duels. But you need that from everyone, and a real team mentality, so we're really happy with that, and then we rest up and we go again on Wednesday.
Go again on Wednesday.
Was it out there, Liam?
Yeah, it was tough, it was
Liam
a
Scales says it
half,
was
we had a
tough.
lot of joy. I think we started slow, but after 10-15 minutes, once we got control of the ball, we had a lot of joy. But the second half's a completely different game, and yeah, it was a battle in the end.
Right, Stephen?
We did well to get through it.
In terms of the penalty that was awarded against you, could you just talk us through it from your point of view?
I'm not going to complain. I think my hand's probably up. It just comes through a lot of bodies, and I don't anticipate it coming to me, and so I'd have to watch it back. But at the time, I thought, it was going to go to the bar and probably be a penalty.
It's only frustration from a player's point of view nowadays. It's the inconsistency. You don't know if it's going to go against you or for you.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, for me, I thought it was going to go to the bar and be a penalty. So I had no complaints.
Leo was saying there about the battle out there, and you mentioned the resilience. Is there anything in that second half performance you feel, though, Callum, that you could have done better? Do you feel?
It's a big away with 3
You
points.
could always be better with the ball, but listen, I think you've got to credit Hibs as well. 2-0 down at half time, and you've got to do something different. Obviously, they get the goal, the crowd gives them a lift, and then they go a little bit more man to man.
Callum McGregor basically saying that, look, you've got to give credit to Hibs for the game today. Look, it didn't go all Celtic's way, but there's one thing for sure, is that Celtic found themselves in a game. Scales thought it would go to VAR and it would be a penalty. You could say that Scales did say, look, I didn't anticipate the ball coming through. He's got his hand out. The fact that it hits there and kind of comes down off his hand. Could it have been stopped? I doubt it. Could it be the fact that he was chomping at the bit to give the penalty? Let's jump over to the land of... He's asking Callum McGregor about the manager decision.
Yeah, but obviously the club are working hard in terms of trying to get the right option and trying to get it over the line. So
The club is working hard trying to get the right option and trying to get it over the line. All we can do is win football matches, says Callum McGregor. Liam Scales. To Dyson Maeda. They fucked that up, didn't they? Can you hand over this man of the match award? And he goes to give to Scales, he goes to congratulate him, it's for Dyson Maeda. Martin O'Neill is up. Right, this is important. Martin O'Neill is up. We need to try and get this. I don't know if this will come through.
Have been magnificent for us since I've arrived, and probably a lot longer before that. But in terms of the team, I thought we played some really lovely stuff first half. We really got tired in the second half, and probably an excuse maybe for Thursday evening. But and then Hibs get the penalty, gives them a big lift, and then we're in the back foot for a while. But they showed some resilience. I must admit, the side I've seen that, and it's been terrific. And what else can I say? Not a lot.
Well, we should say congratulations on what has been a really strong domestic display from your team since you've come in, and it was a little bit of a disconnected
Yeah, I don't know how Maeda got man of the match.
You did come into, you had to steady the ship, and you have done that. How have you done that? Because you've not had a lot of time on the training pitch. Has it been more about the man management side of the game?
Well, you can say all of those particular things. I've got great backroom staff. I call them a backroom staff. I'm really the person who should be in the background. The staff have been fantastic to me and for me, and that's really important. And there's been a response from the players. So some of the players can really, really play this game. They just lost a wee bit of confidence in some of the matches that they had played just before we came in. And I know I've been saying this a dozen times, but just a restoration of confidence. And then you can give players a big boost. And then Thursday night's game in Feyenoord was really terrific for us, really. But here today, this was more important for me in the sense that we have to try and chase down Hearts and all the teams beside that. So today, coming back off Thursday night, early start here on Sunday, I thought it was just brilliant effort by the team, and we dug it out at the end.
We thought it might be your farewell here today, but it sounds like you've got at least one more game.
Well, I apparently so, and I thought this was my farewell, and I've been saying farewell to the players since they arrived. So, yeah, I genuinely thought it was, and thought this was going to be the last game. And then I get a call yesterday to say that I think there's still a little bit more paperwork still to be done, and
paperwork.
I'll see it through to Wednesday night. But honestly, please, I almost get embarrassingly bored with it all, because this should be it.
I'm happy though you're getting a bit more time, because I know you want to leave in a high, but you must be happy you're getting some more time.
That one game at Celtic Park.
You're right. You're dead right. It is nice. It's nice when you win. But if you're winning the games, then that's great. If you're losing them, then the people tell you to hightail it out of there.
What's impressed you the most since you've came in with the players?
Well, that's a really good point.
That's a good point,
gosh, loads of things really. I just can't think of one particular thing at this minute, but I mean, just a response really, because half the team wouldn't have known who I was, so that's.
They do now.
Well, the thing in this, this gentleman has arrived, quite old, grey-haired. Who is he? And has Father Christmas come early or something this year? So, listen, it's been great. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm sorry. I'm good. I apologise, boy. I should have answered the question better, but I have no idea.
Martin O'Neill,
has it helped you, the fact that it's more or less game to game, rather than saying you've got 2 months, you've just been able to go on, well, you've not even been able to go on the training field.
That might be a good point. That really might be a good point. I don't know. But I tell you what, it's reinvigorated me in this sense, and being around young people, with the odd exception, it's been terrific. Michael, yeah, absolutely. But honestly, it genuinely has reinvigorated me, and just to see players playing and responding and a bit of praise, a bit of criticism here and there. And I often thought that, if you can praise the players well, they'll accept a little bit of criticism, even in this day and age.
We spoke about it before the game. Would you still like to stay at Celtic some capacity, even though there's a new manager now?
Right, okay, first of all, it's like, I think the new manager should have the choice in all that. I think he should have the choice in all of that there, of who he has. He's got players to work with, but also his backroom staff, and I think that's only fair.
So as far as you're aware, that it will be Wilfred Nancy coming in when that paperwork has been completed?
I think yes, I think that's correct.
Whenever that might be.
That may be some paperwork, isn't it? It's some paperwork. I don't know whether they can't sign a little document.
It would be nice though if it went a bit longer after the final.
You've been around about.
Sorry, I said it'd be nice if it lasted a bit, maybe till after the final.
Well, if they can't find the papers, that would be lovely.
Martin O'Neill's had the paperwork.
I've hidden them. The papers.
It must have been.
Martin O'Neill's had the paperwork.
He must have been aware of the risk of coming back into the game after being out for a while. And Chris Sutton spoke about it quite often, your legacy at the club and how he worried about that. But you must feel you've enhanced that.
No, honestly, I've never worried about a legacy. I'm genuinely never worried about it. My worry was just failing. That was the point. But not legacy. We talk about legacies here. If there's a legacy at Celtic, it's Jock Stein. And as I said, the rest of us are just followers. and that's the case. So honestly, it has never really bothered me. It was the fear of failing at this time was the biggest worry.
No, we certainly haven't done that. You can hear the fans singing your name at the full-time whistle there as well, and you speak about how it's invigorated you. Might we see you back in other dugouts in years to come?
Oof, no.
Yeah, well, it would need to be very, very quick because I'm getting at this stage where I'm looking up rather than down. Okay, so who knows?
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the goals that won you
Unbelievable.
the game this afternoon.
Martin O'Neill.
It was a good start from Hibs, but when the opportunity
Analysis
was given by the goalkeeper...
is continuing. Martin O'Neill has spoken. Martin O'Neill says it's paperwork that Wilfred Nonce has held up as the manager. Martin O'Neill went on to say that he's hidden the paperwork, and he says, well, if they can't find the paperwork, they can't bring him over. There's one thing for sure is Martin O'Neill and Megan Diamond says Martin O'Neill lifetime deal with the retirement cruise package definitely is the king of Glasgow. We'll be top of the league next week. Martin's been too nice. Yes, I think that the Martin O'Neill. I mean, it's you see the way that the people in the media. I think that we all love listening to Martin O'Neill. When you see the way that the media reacts to him, the respect that he commands, do you know, and everything about that. Yes, we held on. It was 2-0. It was 2-0. 2-1, sorry. 2-1. Doing a Martin O'Neill there. The old age thing. Yeah, it was 2-1. I'm just going to change that. Celtic win. Let's change the title. Martin O'Neill now talking about players that he's working with.
He's a very fine player. What was it, about 2 seasons ago he was as good as anybody, wasn't he? Really, really good. Lost his way a little bit, like players do.
Rio Hatate lost his way as a player. Saying Rio Hatate had a big part to play play with the press. I mean, Rio Hatate gives the ball to Marcelo Sarace. This is the one for Yang, who gets the cross in for the Arne Engels goal. I mean, I don't know how that was just only a booking for that. Watching Martin O'Neill makes me feel young again. I think watching Martin O'Neill makes us all feel young again. That is for sure. There's not many people. He's not daft. He knows how to speak to the press. You're right. He does. Right. He commands respect, and that's what makes the difference when you come in. And I just hope that this Frenchman that comes in can command the respect that Martin O'Neill commanded his first time round at Celtic. I hope that he comes in with a no-nonsense attitude to be able to control the media, you know, and not let them talk down to him, because I feel that that's what kind of happened before. Why didn't Celtic not come in for Martin O'Neill before Ronnie or Brendan? That's a good question. Why didn't we go back for Martin O'Neill? Sometimes it's difficult to bring back managers. It doesn't always work, as you see with Brendan Rodgers. It did work for a certain time, but I think after the Brendan, I mean, even would Martin O'Neill have wanted to come back at Celtic at a time where Rangers weren't strong? Would he seen it as being too easy? You know, the Celtic board were going through a period of trying to progress, and you know, it wasn't a looking backward thing. Was things that we used to do in the 80s when we brought back managers a couple of times. I think we've had a fantastic journey over the last 25 years, and I think that do you know, I hope Martin O'Neill lives for another number of years and looks back on this time at Celtic has just been unbelievable. And the fact that 73-year-old, he still gets away with wearing a tracksuit. For me. How about bringing Ronnie Dyler as a legend, mate? Ronnie Dyler's always a legend in my mind because it was a fantastic time to go to games, and it was a fantastic time to have season tickets, and it was a fantastic time to run buses because you could get as many tickets as you want. Back in the Ronnie Dyler days, you would fill that full stand. You would fill that full stand that Celtic fans were in today. And it just shows you how much Scottish football has changed from that. The fact that Dyson Maeda, I don't know how Dyson Maeda got man of the match today. I have no idea. Martin's retired from management. He came back to help. He did that. I'm just running through the comments. Yeah, so that is the reaction. We didn't play fantastically well. Megan Diamond's just done a super chat. They don't want Martin O'Neill to go. Give Martin an 18-month deal, bound with the foundations of a team that's competitive in Europe, which will help us attract a higher calibre manager. I think that's a bit unfair. I think that is a bit unfair on saying that the manager that's coming in isn't a high calibre manager. Ange Postecoglou wasn't seen as a high calibre manager due to the fact that he had never managed in European football. It's okay managing, do you know, national teams and all the rest of it, but I mean, there's a certain manager that manages Scotland that I would never want as a Celtic manager. Martin O'Neill get the tracksuit, it will sell out. Why are teams cutting away allocations? The stadium was half empty. Yeah, there was a big, massive empty part of the stadium in the same side of the Celtic fans. It's all to do with them trying to give their own fans more seats and trying to make it sound like an actual away game, and to try and give them the upper hand. That's the only reason that they're really doing it. So yeah, it's interesting. He was part of the City Football Group and was highly rated. He may have been highly rated in the City Football Group, but is Wilfred Nancy not a highly rated manager? He seems to be outside Scotland. Anyway, that is me done and dusted for the day. My throat is done in. We're thinking about doing a live tonight when the Scottish Cup 4th round draw takes place this evening. If we get enough people on, I'll jump on live for that. Until then, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.